can see that I have a repair order created for this customer, Marty Klosterman, with a 2005 Chevy Tahoe. I've added an oil change to this particular repair order, and I've also added several different part and labor operations, such as the main serpentine drive belt, an engine water pump, upper and lower radiator coolant hoses, and the labor for those particular operations. Now, I'm at $1,057.69 for this particular estimate. If I presented this to the customer at this point and they have approved the work to be done, I would simply right-click and go to V-Order. V-Order will remember all of the parts that were selected using Vast Commerce and V-Item Broker previously when building this estimate. So if it's now time to order these parts based on the customer's approval, I'll right-click and choose V-Order. From V-Order, it will open up a window that will show me the parts that were looked up and selected using V-Item Broker and from which supplier. At this point, you can easily see that from Advance, I had selected this main serpentine drive belt and an engine water pump. How many are available at the local Advance store, how many I need, what my cost is, and the location of the Advance store that it will be ordering these from. It also shows that I selected from O'Reilly the upper and lower radiator coolant hoses. Again, availabilities, quantity that is needed, and my costs and the location, etc. Assuming check marks are on all four items here, I can simply click on Order and it will submit an electronic purchase order to each one of these two suppliers on my screen. Two separate outside purchases will be created and submitted to the local suppliers, and the parts will be delivered shortly. In this instance, I'm just going to cancel out of here, but you would normally click on Order or select the items that you want and then click on Order, and it would create the purchase order accordingly. Now, once the order actually arrives, you would simply go into the customer's repair order, and to receive those products, you would right-click and choose Outside Purchase from the menu. By doing so, it comes up and it shows me the outside purchase order number that was created for each of the individual suppliers. Here I see one of the outside purchase order numbers was number 174, which was for the upper and the lower radiator coolant hose. If I click on the outside purchase order F2 function, it would show me any other outside purchases that are out waiting to be received. You notice the status is open. If I select Advance, because maybe these are the parts that have shown up first, and maybe I'm still waiting on the belts or the hoses from O'Reilly, I could select Advanced, and it shows me the main serpentine belt and the engine water pump. If these parts have arrived from Advance, I'd simply enter in the quantity that has arrived and confirm the actual prices on those items and make sure that the total dollar amount coming from the supplier matches that of what's shown here in Vast. I should be receiving an invoice from the supplier for $165.98, and I would type in the full invoice number from the supplier on their slip and simply click Done. Now it says vendor invoice number 655 whatever was already used on another purchase order number. It's just a warning that that number should not be duplicated. So maybe I would go in there and add some or verify and put in the right number of characters, and that is now received. Now, maybe 10-15 minutes later, another part arrival shows up from O'Reilly. Again, I could go to Outside Purchase, and it automatically opens up and shows me O'Reilly with the upper and lower radiator hoses. Once again, I'll put in the quantity that I've received. I will confirm the individual unit costs and verify that the dollar amount on the invoice from the supplier is $51.98, and I will type in the invoice number from O'Reilly and click Done, and those parts have all been received, and I'm ready to bill this customer out as needed.